before they air. Only on abc.com/daytime.
How about another one of these, huh, old buddy? Gotta keep your strength up, huh? I know how you're feeling. Feeling the same way. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know, I can't take you away from your mother, and at the same time, I can't leave you with her at the same time. I know. You know what I wish? I know. You want your mommy, right? But I wish we could live with Jill. That's what I wish. You'd love Jill, really. She's a good person to be with. I know. I know how you.
Anybody home? There is the most beautiful day out there waiting for you.
Can it wait a little longer?
It can. I can't. You know, it's nice to wake up with someone beside you.
Funny. I was just thinking the same thing. Do we have to move?
Don't have to do a thing. Except stay awake. Maybe.
I want to stay awake now that I'm here. Especially if we don't have to get up.
I'd just like to lie here for a while beside you. You've made me feel so less alone. I'd like to return the compliment.
Thank you. Oh. You know, it's taken me a lot of years to realize that each of us is really alone. We really can't depend on anybody except ourselves. And knowing that makes moments like this even more precious.
Good. Now, you arouse so many affectionate feelings in me.
That's nice.
Do you mind?
I don't mind at all. But you know something? Since you've awakened me, you are going to have to accept full responsibility for that.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
He shared his feelings,
I love you. I love you.
but not his secrets.
It looks like EJ is going to get away with murder.
And now he'll have to choose.
Please tell me the truth or just set me free.
Watch Days of Our Lives weeknights at 6 and 11 on SoapNet. Who's coming and who's going? SoapNet has the status update on your favorite stars. On General Hospital, Bruce Weitz is back as gangster Anthony Zaccara.
It's some turn of events.
On The Young and the Restless, Emily O'Brien is saying goodbye to Genoa City.
Another time?
Daytime favorite Tamara Braun is Taylor on Days of Our Lives.
Okay, I'll drink to that.
And on One Life to Live, Roger Howarth is back in Landview.
I have to be with my family.
Keep up with the latest status updates on SoapNet.
Look, the new one.
Ooh, I'd like to unwrap that.
Excuse me?
Get it! Go, go.
Deliciously irresistible Three Musketeers, now with more chocolate taste than before. The anti-seizure drugs Topamax and Depakote, several commonly prescribed painkillers, and antidepressants such as Paxil, Zoloft, and Prozac have all been linked to birth defects. If you had a baby born with a birth defect after taking any of the drugs listed on screen while pregnant, you may be entitled to money damages. Call James Rosehouse & Associates at 1-800-660-3213. The fertility drug Clomid is also linked to birth defects. Call 1-800-660-3213. That's 1-800-660-3213.
There's another way to minimize litter box odor. Purina Tidy Cats. Our premium litters now work harder to help neutralize odors in multiple cat homes. Purina Tidy Cats. Keep your home smelling like home.
If you have diabetes and love food, pay attention to this free offer.
Hi, I'm Nicole Johnson. I've had diabetes for years, and I love food. To me, there's nothing tastier than rich chocolate cake. Except maybe crispy oven-fried chicken or cheesy potato skins. Mmm. Get these recipes and many more free in these amazing diabetes cookbooks.
If you have diabetes and are on Medicare, you qualify for these 3 free cookbooks. Call 1-800-841-2700.
Enjoy dozens of yummy recipes for desserts, main dishes, snacks, and more. Plus, get this free guide to planning delicious diabetes-friendly meals. So call now and get cooking.
For your 3 free cookbooks and free meal planning guide, call 1-800-841-2700. That's 1-800-841-2700.
Pat?
Oh, hi, Faith. What's the matter?
There's such a sad story going around the hospital about Delia.
Oh.
They say she's down in neuropsychiatric for observation. Is that right?
Yeah, we brought her in last night. I think she'll be out in a day or so.
Well, Pat, they're saying that she was out on a ledge outside a hotel window and that you went out and brought her back in.
Yeah, that's about it.
18 stories above the ground?
10 stories, and it was a wide ledge.
Well, did you have a rope around you or some kind of protection?
No, there wasn't time for anything like that. She was hysterical, and it looked like she was going to fall.
Pat, that's one of the bravest things I've ever heard. Or one of the dumbest.
Didn't seem very smart, even at the time.
But what happened? I never really thought of Delia as the suicidal type.
Well, she isn't really. Look, you're gonna find out about this sooner or later, so...
Hey, Pat, if you think this is none of my business, you just say so and I won't say another word about it. If it's personal.
Thanks,
or
but
if it's...
unfortunately, it kind of is your business. At least it involves you to a degree, anyway.
It involves me? How?
Because it involves your brother.
Roger. What's he done now, Pat?
I think you know that last winter Frank and Dee were having a pretty bad time. Well, Roger caught her in a low moment, and he fussed over her a little, and Dee does love to be fussed over.
Oh, no.
He took her out to lunch a few times, and then one day he had her over to his place. He filled her full of brandy, and this is the rough part, Faith. He just took her against her will.
Oh, Pat. Pat, are you sure?
Yeah.
I mean, Roger is, not really the type to use force. He's such a coward.
Well, he did this time. And to make matters worse, Jill walked in and found Dee with him.
She never said a word to me.
No, she didn't want to be accused of breaking up Frank's home. But Roger used her knowing to force Dee to keep on seeing him. He said otherwise he'd tell Frank, he'd claim it was an affair, and he'd cite Jill as a witness.
I feel so ashamed. Willie is my brother.
Somehow, Frank got suspicious, and the other night he went over to Roger's and he found them together. Dee tried to explain, but Frank said he was leaving her. She was so upset that she went out on that hotel ledge. She threatened to jump if he didn't agree to take her back.
And so you had to go out and bring her in. Pat Ryan to the rescue, once again. Pat, it really was a very brave thing to do.
I knew I could do it. I don't know why.
Because you're fond of Delia. And because you cannot resist a damsel in distress.
Oh.
Gee, your family must be really upset.
Yeah, they are. We've never had a marriage breakup, and certainly never divorce. But it goes beyond that. Frank's campaign for Congress can't stand another scandal. This could cost him everything he's worked for. 3 long years, wasted for nothing.
I'm so sorry. Do you have any idea what this might mean in terms of Jill?
No, I don't have any idea. The problem right now is that whatever happens, Frank can take care of himself. But Delia can't. Neither can little John.
It's amazing how much he looks like Delia sometimes. That hair.
How are you, Mary?
Frank, it's so unfair.
Yeah, I feel the same way myself. And you know, I can't help wondering what Delia is going to do next.
Put him in his plate then. And when he made a face, I gave him his truck.
Did he do his trucking sound effects for you?
No. He does.
Mayor, thanks a lot for coming over this morning.
Channel R can wait 10 minutes. I wanted to check in and see how things were.
Well, everyone's calmer anyway. Dee, well, there wasn't anything in the morning papers about Dee anyway. So, thanks to Jack.
Well, I was glad he could do something. First, for you. And second, because he finally made the decision to get involved with the family.
Getting that story killed was an incredible help. My whole career could have gone right down the drain.
But it didn't. So what's going to happen now?
I don't know. Delia wants me to meet with Father McShane, but that's not going to change anything. As far as I'm concerned, the marriage is completely over.
You talking about a divorce?
I don't see any alternative. But at the moment, I haven't begun to manage all the details. Dee, little John, the campaign. And so much depends on what Delia decides to do when she realizes I mean it.
Well, in the meantime, don't you think you ought to get in touch with Charlie Ferris and at least clue him in?
Well, as soon as I have something definite to tell him. Right now, it's just such a mess. On the one hand, I can't take little John away from Delia, and at the same time, I can't leave him with her either.
Oh, Frank, I'm sorry. I wish there was such a thing as a time machine. I thought of it so often. If you could just go back and do the whole thing over again. Only this time with Jill.
I must have wished that 1,000 times. But Jill was never there at the right moment in the past, and I'm afraid she's not going to be there at the right moment now.
You mean because she took Seneca to the beach house?
Mom thinks that she just took him out there to give him a change of scene after his having been in jail, but I can't help thinking it would be the perfect irony if Jill's life took on a new direction right now, just when this is happening to me.
Oh, Frank, Mother's probably right. I mean, just because she took him away for a few days doesn't have to be more than that.
The two of them, alone, at the beach house all this time? I can't say I feel very happy about it.
Empty eyes of the sea, there's a freedom. In the long distance song of the tide, You can reach for the sun and find peace instead. And love is waiting straight ahead. Hello again. This time it's our turn. Fate says amen. I say okay. Remember when we waited our turn? Hello again. Today's the day. No explanation, no time to wonder why. Today we fly, and that's all we can try for. What's the sky for? Hello again. Surprise, it's our turn. I don't know when. I felt so open, so easy.
Get justice for Zach.
How close
I will marry him if I have to.
is too close
If he doesn't kill you first.
to catch her husband's killer? And
Why are you looking at me that way?
is Jack onto Erica's lookalike? Watch All My Children weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
Welcome back, jogging stroller. You've been stuck in the garage while I've been sneezing from the dust in here and the pollen outside. But with 24-hour Zyrtec, I get prescription-strength relief from my allergy symptoms. It's the brand allergists recommend most. Lily and I are back on the road again, where we belong. With Zyrtec, I can love the air.
Get up to $6 in savings on Zyrtec products at ZyrtecTV.com.
Don't judge me. Don't change me. Fit me.
Introducing Fit Me from Maybelline, New York. Flawless that lets the real you come through. Our translucent base and ultra lightweight pigments create our most natural coverage. Beyond matching. Fresh, breathing, flawless.
I'm 115. Fit me.
New Fit Me Foundation, only by Maybelline. Find your number, find your fit in powder, concealer, and blush.
Get ready to be blown away this May, because The View's on fire. This week, Grey's Anatomy star Chandra Wilson and Harry Potter heartthrob Daniel Radcliffe. He's on to bigger things. Then next week, she's here, Lady Gaga. Pop's wildest sensation is gonna bring down the house. Then all hail the Queen, Latifah that is, plus country singer Brad Paisley. And Dr. Oz makes a house call to The View.
Purse your lips.
May is big on all new Views on ABC.
My goodness, my little sister. Will you have some orange juice?
No, thank you, Roger. I'm far too angry right now, and I want to tell you exactly why so that I can get back over to that hospital and concentrate on my work.
I have done something of which you disapprove.
Delia Ryan! Oh, Roger, how could you?
Let's see. You'll do about 10 minutes on Delia. May I make some breakfast while you're at it?
Roger, don't you have any shame at all about what you've done? You've broken up Frank and Delia's marriage. You've upset her to the point that she almost killed herself.
What?
You didn't know that she went out on a ledge 10 stories up and refused to come...
Faith, is she all right?
She's just dandy, Roger. She's in a comfortable bed over in the NP ward.
Oh, no.
Do you care at all that Pat Ryan risked his life to go out and bring her in?
Damn it, Faith, will you just let me get dressed?
Of all people, Delia!
Faith, I don't have to justify my relationship with Faith, with you or anybody else.
What relationship? You just took advantage of the
I didn't take advantage of anyone. The fact is that I'm the first person in years who's treated Delia like a human being. She's the first person in years who's given me any kind of genuine affection.
Genuine affection? You blackmailed her into seeing you.
Is that what you heard?
Yes, and I think it's shameful and sordid.
Well, there's a lot more to it than that, little sister.
Oh, well, of course there is. She was Frank Ryan's wife. I'm sure that gave you special satisfaction.
Now, I'm going to tell you something, and I don't know whether you're going to understand. Even though she was Frank Ryan's wife, he never began to appreciate her, and he certainly doesn't love her. But I do.
You love Delia?
Faith, she's not like everyone thinks she is. We got to know each other very well, and she's loving and warm and generous.
Delia Ryan is a self-serving, selfish girl who can't stand it if she's not the center of attention. Roger, I can understand it. If Frank was busy with the campaign and Pat was not around to hold her hand, she might have enjoyed being fussed over by you. But she's also spoiled and selfish and will do anything to get her way.
Faith, you don't know her, and I do.
I know her quite well enough, thank you. And what I do know, I don't care for.
Well, I certainly hope you're able to revise that estimate. Because I'm going to the hospital right now. And I'm going to do everything in my power to persuade Delia to become your sister-in-law. Now you have some orange juice. And think about that.
Next, take a trip to the Upper West Side on Ryan's Hope. Later, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Only on SoapNet. People are talking about General Hospital's Sean Butler. Patricia Rich posted on Facebook, he is a good-looking bad boy with a good side. I'm really digging this one. Elizabeth Cross agrees. Oh yes, he is a sexy man. Suki Williams-Ellis adds, I trust my eyes when I look at him, and they like what they see. Judy McCoy says, good choice, GH. And Kathleen Hahn sums it up. So damn hot. People are talking about General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
Choosing a toothbrush can be a game of chance. For dentists, the choice is clear. Fact is, more dental professionals brush with an Oral-B toothbrush than any other brush. Trust the brush more dentists and hygienists use. Oral-B.
Paxil, Zoloft, and Depakote, if taken during pregnancy, may cause birth defects. If you or a loved one took Paxil, Zoloft, or Depakote during pregnancy and your child was born with a serious birth defect, you may be entitled to a cash award and medical expenses. If your child suffered a serious birth defect and you took Paxil, Zoloft, or Depakote during pregnancy, call 1-877-399-5799 now.
Fiber One Chewy Bar. How'd you do that?
Do what?
You made it taste like chocolate.
It has 35% of your daily value of fiber.
Tasty fiber, that's a good one. Okay, read her mind.
Fiber One Chewy Bars.
We have our own way of thinking. We think sustainability is nothing new. We think justice is older than any government. We think we can grow radishes on the moon. We think education is for the mind and the spirit. We think Indian.
Help tribal college students preserve their way of thinking.
Who's coming and who's going? SoapNet has the status update on your favorite stars. On General Hospital, Bruce Weitz is back as gangster Anthony Zaccara.
It's some turn of events.
On The Young and the Restless, Emily O'Brien is saying goodbye to Genoa City.
Another time?
Daytime favorite Tamara Braun is Taylor on Days of Our Lives.
Okay, I'll drink to that.
And on One Life to Live, Roger Howarth is back in Landview.
I have to be with my family.
Keep up with the latest status updates on SoapNet. Want more of your favorite soaps?
That's great.
Log on to abc.com/daytime. Watch current full episodes of All My Children, General Hospital, and One Life to Live.
Online critics love it.
Plus, get exclusive sneak peeks of what's coming up next.
Sounds like a thumbs up to me.
Connect with other fans to discuss what's on your mind.
I always want to hear what you have to say.
And check out the 101 galleries to get an intimate look at the history of your favorite characters.
That's the best news I've heard all day.
Find it all now at abc.com/daytime.
Something tall and cool and filled with ice.
Wait a second. I'm afraid I'll forget.
Forget what?
All the way up here, I've been trying to find graceful words to tell you that I finally understand what you've been doing here.
I don't need any graceful words.
That's good, because I really don't have them. But what I can say is that it's the most lovely, most generous giving that anyone has ever offered me.
I am so glad. Thank you. But it's also been very good for me, and I hope you know that.
I was hoping.
So I think we can go back to the city relaxed, rested, ready to pick up where we left off and face whatever needs to be faced. Now, what will it be, iced tea or something alcoholic?
No. I'm afraid that you completely missed the point.
I have?
Yeah, you have.
Okay.
I'll explain. You see, all of this, what's happened here, has meant more to me than I think you realize. I don't want to go back to New York at all, but I especially don't want to pick up where we left off.
Well, I didn't precisely mean that.
Jill, I don't think I can let go of what's happened here.
Seneca, listen to me. Now, that's all very dear, but it is not necessary.
No. I am not being polite. I may be a little slow, but when I finally recognize something, well, I go after it. I don't want to lose you.
Seneca, look, I can't tell you that I'm falling in love with you.
No, I wasn't asking that.
But I can tell you that I have the greatest affection and admiration for you. And I don't want to lose you either.
Well, then what's happened here has meant something to you, too.
Oh, yes, of course it has. Oh, Seneca, it's just that I...
No, hey, listen, I understand you're emotionally involved with Frank. But I keep remembering something you told me on the way up here. You felt there'd be other men in your life.
Yeah, I said that.
Listen, I don't know where my head is at right now. And I'm not saying that I'm falling in love with you either.
Well, I would say that's a good thing.
But we have spent a lot of time together, alone. And you've become much more to me than my opinionated, attractive young lawyer.
Oh, so that's what you thought about me?
At times. Right now, I think you're a very lovely, very complete woman.
Thank you.
At the very minimum, I'd like to see much more of each other once we get back to the city.
I don't really think that's a problem. But Seneca, I want to proceed very carefully, if that's okay.
I understand that.
You know, you are the most opinionated man that I have ever known. It's funny how that word keeps cropping up, isn't it?
Maybe we're two of a kind.
Seneca, I know you. And I know once you get it into your head to try to change what exists between us into something that it isn't. I mean, not anywhere right now. It could ruin everything.
This time, you're gonna win.
Good. I was hoping you'd say that.
That's right for both of us. I'm certainly not in any shape to get in a permanent type of relationship. But I'll tell you this, if I have the least little chance, it's gonna be very hard for you not to stay in my sights.
Well, I don't foresee any difficulty there. Because, to be very honest with you, I've got a lot of time on my hands.